Online treasurer training is a statutory requirement. You will have complied with the requirement to complete treasurer training by watching this tutorial. At the end of this video, please confirm that you watched the tutorial by electronically signing the completion statement on Reporter 7. This tutorial will cover reporting requirements, receipts, expenditures, in-kind contributions, liabilities, restrictions on public employees and in public buildings, and a Reporter 7 demo. Candidates who file with OCPF are in the depository system of reporting campaign finance activity. Candidate campaigns file deposit reports for each deposit made at the bank. One deposit equals one deposit report, even for multiple deposits in the same day or week. Deposit reports itemize contributor information, such as the name and address of a donor. Deposit reports are also filed to disclose any funds that are deposited into the campaign account, such as candidate loans and vendor refunds. OCPF recommends filing a deposit report within 3 days of making a deposit. However, the statutory requirements are less frequent. For traditional depository candidates, deposit reports are due by the 5th of each month. For House and Senate candidates, deposit reports are due quarterly and 8 days prior to each primary and election during the last 6 months of an election year. Deposit reports are filed using OCPF's e-filing software, Reporter 7. The candidate's bank will file monthly reports showing the total of all deposits for the month and an itemization of all expenditures. A year-end report is filed each January. This is a summary of the year's activities. All campaign finance contribution limits are based on the calendar year. These are the calendar year contribution limits for money being contributed to candidates. Prohibited receipts include contributions from corporations, LLCs, LLPs, and partnerships, independent expenditure pacts, ballot question committees, and federal or out-of-state committees. A name and address is required for each receipt, including cash contributions. A donor's occupation and employer are required for contributions of $200 or more in the aggregate in a calendar year. An individual can contribute up to $50 in cash per calendar year. Please remember that if you sell merchandise such as hats or t-shirts, each customer is a donor and is required to provide his or her name and address. Expenditures can be made to enhance a candidate's political future, so long as the expenditure is not primarily personal. For example, lawn signs for district, boosting Facebook campaign kickoff posts, pizza and drinks for Get Out the Vote volunteers. Please make all expenditures using committee checks or committee debit cards. Banks use the information on checks and debit card purchases to file monthly reports itemizing a candidate's expenditures. When writing a check, a detailed purpose for the expenditure must be written into the memo section of the check. After a bank files its monthly report, a committee will clarify their debit card expenditures on Reporter 7 here. The purpose of an expenditure should be clear and detailed. For example, July salary for campaign manager, catering for campaign kickoff event. In-kind contributions are things of value that are not money. For example, plywood from a candidate's uncle to make signs, signed Tom Brady football for campaign kickoff contest. Corporations, LLCs, LLPs, and partnerships are prohibited from donating in-kind contributions to candidates. Most in-kind contributions come from state and local party committees. In-kind contributions are disclosed on the year-end report due each January 20th. Volunteer services are not disclosed as in-kind contributions. Ordinary hospitality is not disclosed as an in-kind contribution. Ordinary hospitality is when someone provides something of minimal value to a campaign, such as a plate of cookies or drinks, while having a committee meeting. Liabilities are debts owed, usually candidate loans. When a candidate donates money to his or her campaign, deposit the funds into the account and file a deposit report. Please use the candidate loan function when filing the deposit report. There are candidate loan limits per election for the following offices: compensated and appointed public employees may not solicit or receive campaign contributions. Appointed public employees may not solicit contributions on social media by directing followers to donate to a candidate or committee. An appointed public employee may not serve as treasurer of a political committee. Contributions may not be solicited or received in buildings used for governmental purposes. Campaign materials with information about contributing to a candidate may not be distributed or mailed to buildings used for governmental purposes. If a campaign has an event in a government building, funds may not be solicited or received. Campaigns may have events on government property if equal access is provided to all candidates and committees. For example, a candidate may have a meet and greet event at the Senior Center if all candidates may do so under the same terms and conditions. The following demonstrates how to sign into Reporter 7, create a deposit report, and clarify an expenditure. Sign into Reporter 7 at the OCPF website. Deposit reports are created by clicking the purple tile. Enter the deposit date. This is a deposit report. Enter the deposit information and e-file the report. E-file the report from the summary page. Clarify debit card expenditures by clicking the red tile. Please provide a clear purpose for each expenditure. Thank you for completing Treasurer training, and please remember to confirm via Reporter 7 that you watched the video.